Imagine this. You are sitting in a quiet room trying to focus on a task that is right in front of you, but your brain keeps pulling you in 100 different ways. You want to concentrate, but it feels like your mind is flipping through channels on its own. You cannot stop it. This is not about being lazy or distracted, it is about living with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. For some people, this is their everyday life. And while ADHD is often talked about in children, we are learning more and more that it affects adults just as much. So, what is it like living with ADHD? And why do so many people misunderstand it? Hello everyone, this is Swati, and in today's episode, I am going to walk you through what ADHD actually is. Now, I want to be clear. ADHD is not just about hyperactivity or not being able to focus. It is a neurological condition that can affect almost every aspect of someone's life, from school and work to relationships and even mental health. Let's rewind a little. ADHD was not always understood the way it is today. In fact, if you go back a few decades, people with ADHD were not diagnosed at all. They were just labeled as problem kids. In the classroom, kids who would not sit still or focus were often punished for misbehavior. Teachers would say things like, they just need to try harder, or they are not paying attention on purpose. It was not until the 1980s that ADHD started being recognized as a real condition. Doctors began studying the way these kids' brains worked and realized it was not about being lazy or bad. It was about their brain chemistry. Fast forward to today, and we now know that ADHD is one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders out there. But here's the thing. It is not just for kids. Many adults have ADHD and some don't even realize it. In ADHD, people struggle to focus or stay on task. They might seem forgetful or easily distracted, always seem to be moving restlessly, or say things suddenly without thinking. But it is not intentional. It is just how their brain is wired. Here's something that often surprises people. ADHD does not always look the same in everyone. In fact, women and girls are often underdiagnosed because they don't show the same hyperactivity symptoms that boys typically do. Instead, they might be quietly daydreaming or losing focus, which is why it is often overlooked. There are so many myths about ADHD. People would say, oh, everyone gets distracted, it's not a big deal. Or ADHD is just an excuse for not trying hard enough. But this is simply not true. ADHD is not about choosing to be distracted, it is a difference how the brain works. And it is not something that goes away with age. Many adults with ADHD have spent their whole lives feeling like they are always behind, always forgetting things, always struggling to focus. And they don't know why. Imagine feeling like that every day. So, what's actually going on in the brain of someone with ADHD? Well, it turns out there's a lot going on with the brain's reward system, particularly with dopamine. People with ADHD often have lower levels of dopamine, the chemical that helps regulate attention and motivation. It is like the brain's wiring is set to jump from one thing to another, making it hard to stay focused on just one task. But the good news is there are strategies and treatments that help. For some, medications can be a game changer. For others, therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy, can help with managing time, building routines, and staying organized. Let's talk about someone we all know. Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, one of the greatest athletes in the world, was diagnosed with ADHD as a child and openly talked about living and managing it ever since. Imagine being on the world stage, competing at the highest level and also managing ADHD. Her story is a powerful reminder that ADHD does not limit your potential, it is just a different way of thinking and moving through the world. So here's the thing. If you or someone you know has ADHD, don't let the myths or stigma hold you back. Seek support, learn more, and understand that ADHD is just one part of who you are. There are so many tools out there to help manage it, whether it's therapy, medication, or lifestyle changes. And the first step is acknowledge it, not hiding from it. Thank you for listening, and if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to share it with someone who might find it helpful. Until next time, bye.